Hello everyone. Basically today I'm going to be talking about my part 1 and part 2 of my meal plans throughout my recovery. As you guys know, I've been seeing a dietitian and they've been helping me with some distorted facts, I guess, that I have of food, telling me things that I need and what we're doing to help my body recover and yeah, just go back to normal, I guess. She's been helping me with some meal plans for that. So we'll start off with meal plan 1. So my thing was that I ate mostly just at night and didn't eat much throughout the day. Throughout the 6 years it's been very different here and there, but that was the main thing that was happening before all of this came to light. And so my first meal plan was just to try and have something in the middle of the day around lunchtime, and then also have something at night. We talked obviously for what I felt like I could eat at that time, because I'm not usually, or I wasn't, I mean, a bit of both, but I wasn't really hungry at that time, so it had to be something that I felt okay to eat and that wouldn't stress me out too much. So in the middle of the day, my first meal plan was to have some sort of fruit, something that's really nice and fresh, gives a little bit of natural sugars, I guess, and then also to have some nuts, which gives protein. And then it was to have some sort of meal at night time, rather than, because sometimes I had a meal, sometimes I had a bit of a snack, sometimes because I wouldn't have eaten for a while before, I would eat a lot of food. So it was just to try and get it to normal, eat like fruit and nuts during the day and then try and eat a meal at night time. That worked pretty well. It took a bit, probably like a few days for me to start, because I was just kind of getting to lunchtime and I was like, I'm not ready. But once I started, it went pretty well because I didn't feel too overwhelmed with like having fruit and nuts basically. Sorry about the change of lighting, by the way, it's a little bit later in the day. With the dinners, so they were pretty good. Sometimes I had things like bowls of like some sort of eggs or beans, or like a kind of my own homemade like burrito bowls, or what are the other ones called, like poke bowls, I don't know, just basically bowls of things that I felt okay to eat as long as it like some sort of protein, I guess. Sometimes it was tricky to have like a full meal like that, because I feel like I'm picky in general, but I make myself pickier as well. So having the meal at nighttime was harder than having the fruit and nuts at lunch. So sometimes I would have the meal and sometimes I would kind of skip it and just have something random to eat. So that's where it got hard for me, but we worked through that. I also had sometimes in the mornings, if I ever got hungry, or like in between the snack, I would have like a coffee or some sort of drink or something like that. Then when I had my next dietitian appointment, it was kind of like, okay, so now your body is starting to get used to having things earlier in the day. Now we need it to become a bit more consistent and to eat more, basically, because I was still restricting quite a bit with what foods I would eat and the times of day that I would eat, and obviously my body's hunger cues and stuff are not correct. And also my like metabolism and stuff has been changed over the years and isn't at like its goodness. I don't really know how to put it. The next meal plan that we had was very overwhelming for me. It was to try and have breakfast, lunch, breakfast, a snack, lunch, a snack, dinner, and possible dessert. And that for me was like, that's a lot of food. Even though that's kind of a normal like what a normal person has, is 3 meals, 3 snacks a day, if you're counting like dessert as a snack. Sorry, someone's using the vacuum. I have not done this full meal plan at all since, I mean, I'm on to a different meal plan now, but it was basically, so for breakfast it was to have, and this was also like the dietitian was talking with me about things that I liked, things that I feel okay to eat at certain times, and like obviously because right now I'm vegetarian, which I'll kind of talk about in a different video, but yeah, like certain things I don't like, obviously cheese, if you know me, don't like cheese, and I don't like a lot of other things, so it was worked with me. So for breakfast it was to have like some sort of cereal, which was like the cereal and then you had the milk, or something like oats, and then like you could have like with the milk or with yogurt, and then to have it with fruit or like a glass of juice or something like that. The lunch was to have 250 milliliters of water, because I definitely need to drink more water, which I think it's gotten better, but I still need to drink more. And then it was to have like either a bread, like a slice of bread or some sort of roll or a wrap, to have like butter or margarine spread on it, which I don't usually have, and then to have like some sort of protein, so egg, peanut butter, falafel, tofu, something like that, and then to have a piece of fruit with it, and obviously if I'm having like a wrap, to have like salad in it if I want. The snacks were to either have like some yogurt or some coffee with soy milk, because the soy milk will give me some calcium and stuff. I prefer soy milk than normal milk. I'm not like lactose intolerant and I'm not vegan anymore, but I just prefer the taste and I just prefer it for me, I guess. I told her that I liked almond milk as well, but she said a lot of almond milks don't have the nutrients that I need in it, so it was more like soy milk or cow's milk. And then it was to either like maybe have like a handful of fruit and nuts, maybe a muesli bar, some dry biscuits with toppings if I can. And then dinner was to have another 250 milliliters of water with either bread, roll, wrap or potato, something like that, with egg, falafel or tofu, like some sort of beans, some sort of like protein, and then to have salad and vegetables. And then there was dessert, was to have like a snack and a drink, something like that. So when I was speaking to her, obviously when she was like, what do you feel okay to eat, I would kind of go straight to vegetables and fruit. So she said especially with like dinner and lunch, you don't want to fill your stomach with lots of vegetables, because your stomach, like your body needs the protein and the carbs as well. When I first started, so I had something like breakfast, which was pretty good, and then I would have the lunch, which lunch I found harder for me because I had breakfast, so I just didn't feel hungry at the lunchtime. But because I had the meal plan and I was kind of like, okay, this is what I need, I had the water, and then I just got like the carb and the protein and like fruit. So it was hard, and that was probably the hardest meal, but it was better. And then dinner was kind of the same things that I was doing before. In my video on Monday, I spoke about how I use Pinterest for a lot of things, so I did that for meals as well. Things that I thought looked good, I'd be like, okay, well that's taking the decision away from me, which is great. So then I'll try and cook something like that, or if my family was having like curry or something, then I'd have it with them. I did not, with this meal plan, get around to having any snacks, I don't think, or dessert, just because I didn't feel hungry. I did this meal plan like with the 3 meals probably quite well for like a week or two. There was a couple of times where I was like, I just don't feel like anything, and I went to Dada and went to my brother and was like, this is what I need, like some sort of carbs, some sort of protein, can you just make me something, because otherwise I just won't have anything. But it got to a day where I think I was like home alone and lunchtime came and I just wasn't hungry, so I missed lunchtime. But I did eat dinner, and then the next day I either missed breakfast or ate breakfast and missed lunch again. It just got out of hand and I just couldn't get back onto it, because I was like, I just felt like I was eating so much even though it was less than what I was supposed to be eating. So I talked to my dietitian all about that, and my therapist as well for the thoughts. But yeah, I spoke to my dietitian, and that leads on to my meal plan 3, which I will do in another video. I think the main thing with the meal plans of why I have them is to try and take the decision away from me, because if I have the decision when it gets up to when I'm supposed to eat, then my eating disorder thoughts can just fill my head, and then I can just decide not to eat, or eat something really small and not get all the nutrients that I need. And basically this whole thing with the dietitian is to not retrain, kind of bring back to the middle point. I don't know why I'm doing this. Bring back to the middle point of like my body's nutrients, and then we can like go from there. It's just getting my like metabolism back and my hunger cues back. Both my dietitian and my therapist are very big on intuitive eating. So once I've like kind of gone through recovery, the recovery isn't to make me eat a certain thing every single day. It's more like we're trying to get your body like back to its like healthy self, and with a good metabolism and good nutrients and everything like that. And then once your hunger cues are back, then you can start eating like when you're hungry, because you'll be eating normally. Like you're not going to, your mind is not going to force my mind is not going to force my body to then say you don't need it when my body actually does need it. I'm not going to say it's easy, because it's not. I'm someone who thinks that, like, I know in myself I'll find it really easy for like the first 2 weeks or however long, and then my eating disorder thoughts will just kind of crawl back in. It's very sly. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why I've had it for so long, because I've been able to trick myself into thinking you don't have an eating disorder, no. When really it's still there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you have any questions, leave them down below. If you've ever been through anything like this and you have any tips, then definitely comment them down below as well, because I would love them. Also subscribe. I'm now trying to gonna upload. I'm now filming more and uploading more. If you want to see more videos, both my eating disorder recovery, like these sorts of videos, but also like fun other videos, and definitely subscribe. And also if you want to see meal plan 3, then definitely like this video and subscribe and push the notification bell, so that you can get a notification for when that video is uploaded. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you're having a great day, and hope if you're in Australia or somewhere where spring has started, then hope you're having a lovely time with spring coming back. And if you're going into autumn, well, that is pretty cool. You probably thought I was going to say something bad, but I like autumn as well. And I have to say, you get autumn and Halloween. We get spring and Halloween. It kind of is a little bit, like, I love Halloween. It's not an Australian thing, I think it's an American thing, but I still really enjoy it. But I have to say, when I think of Halloween, it's more autumny, even though I've always had Halloween in spring. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye.